Welcome everybody to Phandom Knights, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Sherman.
And today we're talking about
Star Wars.
Avatar, The Last Airbender, Book 2, Chepisode 20, the last episode of this season finale, The Crossroads of Destiny.
Dun, dun,
It was released on December 1st, 2006. It's a two-parter tied with the last episode, but
I guarantee you next week he's going to get it wrong because he's going to have to say book 3.
I know.
Episode 1.
It's so hard.
Book 2, episode 1. No, Chris, we covered this months ago.
Dustin, take us through this amazing story.
All right. So it leads off right like right where we left off with Sokka and Aang, and they're riding on Appa to go after Katara, and then they see this something going super fast across the earth.
Oh my gosh.
And then they're like, oh, it's Toph. Like, what's she doing? And she's like earth skiing her way to wherever. Where do you think she was going? Do you think she was going?
Back to Ba Sing Se.
Oh, okay.
I would think.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
Go back to the place you were originally captured from.
A quick question. When she jumped off that cart and went and like took off, I counted her taking off as one instance of bending. She's still technically kind of going right now, so I just didn't count that as bending.
I think it's all one bending.
Right, because she's just
constantly.
Right, yeah.
If she would have stopped and took a break, took a breather,
yeah,
then it did different.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Continue.
So cuts back to Azula talking to the Dai Li, and she goes over a plan to get rid of all the leaders of Ba Sing Se and the Earth Nation simultaneously, and she warns them what happens if any treason is to happen. So Azula's scary, man.
Right?
She's pretty poetic and scary.
Poetic.
According to
Ty Lee,
yeah.
Oh yeah. So Iroh didn't imagine going to the palace as a guest, but always thought he would go in there as a conqueror, which was kind of weird.
It's kind of a cool. I mean, for him, that's going to be a cool. Just like whoa.
Like I was trying to defeat this place, and now I'm welcome
kill
here.
all you people. And
Yeah,
now
I was
one
trying
of
to
you,
kill you. Now your most prized man here wants me to serve him tea.
And it cuts over to Zuko, and he's just so happy still. And you're like, gosh, I know this is going to come crashing down in a second.
It's funny how destiny ends up sometimes.
Yeah, you might say this is a crossroads of destiny.
One would say that.
Yes.
One would.
One would.
Aang is thinking about the guru and lies about mastering the Avatar state. When he's
I totally mastered that.
totally
I'm
mastered
awesome at this. I can do a kick flip. I can do a heel flip. I can ollie 360.
It's almost like what's that? Some superhero super speed. He's like, want to see me do it again? Want to see me do it again?
Oh, that's the SpongeBob one when he gets super speed.
You want to see me do it again? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so it's SpongeBob. Okay, so it's SpongeBob.
You want to see me touch that mountain over there?
Want to see me do it again? Want to see me do it again? This I don't know. What was that?
Master
Where was
the
it?
Avatar state.
It just reminds me of Aang's like, want to see me go in the Avatar state? Want to see me do it again? Want to see me do it again?
I can do it anytime I want.
I didn't even see your tattoos glow.
That was how fast I did it. So Azula and the Dai Li surround Iroh and Zuko and ask if anyone knows how he got the nickname of the Dragon of the West.
That
and
was
he's
so
like,
cool.
It's
That
more
was
of
such a cool
it's more of
scene.
a demonstration.
I'm just sitting there thinking like, wait, how did you get the name? And then he sips some tea. And something's gonna happen. Yeah. Yep.
Like, yep. Something good's happened.
Again, just like all the elements are one. He's using water to amplify his firebending somehow. I don't know.
He uses hot water.
Yeah. He's like atomizing it and just somehow, I don't know. This is cool.
So then Iroh like blasts a hole out of the hallway or whatever and jumps
with lightning.
down.
I just like how casually he's just like bam.
Yeah.
So he jumps down and Zuko's still at the top and Zuko's like, come on. Iroh's like, come on. And Zuko's like, no, I'm done running. I gotta face her. And so he like turns around and then
And Iroh's just
like, come on, dude.
I thought we've been over this like
2 steps
10
forward
times.
is 1 step back.
Yeah. I don't know. It honestly makes Zuko a really good, very good character though, because it's like it's totally something someone would do. Like you think someone would change, like we were talking about before we started, and Person just, you think they're changed, but then they instantly go back. You're like, what the heck are you doing, dude?
No, I promise, I'm not going to do any more drugs.
Oh, okay. You
drugs?
Had it in your pocket the whole time. Yeah.
Drugs?
You had drugs in your pocket the whole time. So Zuko gets captured by the Dai Li.
You haven't even thrown out your joint. Just, I promise I'm done, man.
I'm done, man. I'm done after this next drag, I promise.
One more.
Yeah, one more.
So
that one felt pretty bad.
Just chain smoke for a second.
Wait, that one sucked. All right, this is the last one.
How many of those you got?
4 more.
5.
Aang confronts the Earth King about Katara, and the Earth King knows nothing of her being in trouble. Because again, this is all being secretly done by the Dai Li and stuff.
Right.
And so it cuts to Zuko getting tossed into the crystal catacombs underneath Ba Sing Se's palace with Katara. And then these 2 episodes just cut. I hate keeping to have to say, then it cuts back to these guys, then it cuts back to these guys. I just don't know any transition
Maybe don't say
words.
cut, just say what happens. I don't know.
And it just sounds so...
It is just chaotic, but
yeah.
They handle it pretty well, though, for all the cuts.
I'm just going to do this. Transition. So Aang checks the apartment, and she's not there, and Iroh arrives, because, again, those flyers had the address where he lives, so he's probably able to find them pretty easily.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. And tells him that his nephew is there and is captured, and... Why did I put niece?
Well, so this is the scene where I think Sokka is like, oh, she's probably just with all the other girls talking about makeup or something. Like, he still just has...
misogynistic?
Like, yeah, he still has this mentality in his head. And then Iroh comes in, and when he came in, I was like, Iroh is short, man. He's like a head shorter than Sokka is.
Oh, yeah.
He's super short.
Yeah.
Didn't realize how short he was.
That's like the staple of being an old man, is you're a short old man.
I guess, but he stands up so straight, but he's still just super short.
He's the Dragon of the West. He has great posture.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with it.
No, because he learned how to dance, remember?
Like the dragons?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Correct form. So, yeah, Iroh comes into the door, and everyone's just kind of like, whoa, like, why are you here?
Oh, yeah. I know who it is. Toph's like, it's my friend.
It's my friend. We had tea.
And they're all like, do you not know who your friend is?
Yeah, like, you don't know who your friend is. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's terrible.
I love how Toph is just smiling and she's just so happy and everyone else is just terrified.
So the next scene after this is a captured soldier that Iroh captured, a Dai Li agent, tells the whereabouts of Katara in the catacombs. Which I thought was kind of weird. Iroh was just nonchalantly dragging a Dai Li agent through the streets to the Avatar's house.
Yeah, how'd he get him there? That's weird. In that previous scene when Azula was like talking to all her troops or whatever, and there was that one dude with a scar, I'm like, he's gonna be important in a minute. Anytime there's a mark on somebody, like, it's always someone important. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, the biggest example that I can think of is in Star Wars, The Force Awakens, when the blood goes on the one dude's stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
that guy's important.
We're supposed to be following him for some reason. So he comes up, and the one that Iroh has dragged through the whole city is the guy with the scar on his face.
Huh.
And I love how Toph just comes out and just earthbends this little prison around him.
Then we get this little quick shot of the Dai Li agents going over to Long Feng, who's still in the prison cell, and just like gloating about how good of a leader Azula is, and like she's like fierce but like scary, but like we like her leadership. And Long Feng does not like that answer because that means the loyalty is switching.
Well, yeah, he's like, she's terrifying and inspirational at the same time. And I like this scene though, because without this scene, them being so hesitant later would not make any sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
You have to have. But again, that shows how good this episode is, because they're cutting back and forth. All this different stuff is happening, but a little tiny line right there explains why the Dai Li, who have been die-hard for Long Feng, are just like, I don't know who we want to follow now. Just based off of one line. And it sells it, to me, anyways. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Azula's line later? where she was like, some people like.
No, I'm saying this line right here, where the Dai Li agent's like, she's terrifying and inspirational. The way he says it is like you believe later on when they don't instantly follow Long Feng. You're like, I can see why if they're all feeling like that guy felt.
Oh,
you know.
Right. So back to Katara and Zuko in the catacombs, and she's just.
I think this one they're first together. Like Zuko gets thrown in there, right? Or no? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, they get thrown in, and then they pans back to them talking right now, and Katara just rips on Zuko the whole time,
just ranting,
just like, you are a piece of crap. Like, Fire Nation sucks. Like, your dad sucks. Like, hope he dies. Like, you suck. Hope you die.
Jeez. And this is the first time that Zuko hasn't ever like retaliated with anger back. Like, he just takes it and just
he knows she's right.
Right. Well, and then she brings up that I lost my mother to the Fire Nation.
And he's like, well, that makes something in common for the both of us.
Martha! Why did you say that name? Why did you say Martha? That's all I can think of. There's crystals all around, kryptonite spear. Yeah. It's just, why do you know that name?
That's how,
did we just become best friends?
That's how Godzilla vs. King Kong's gonna end.
Yeah.
Martha.
Is your mom's name Martha too? Yep. Did we just become best friends? Yep. Alright, let's kill all the humans now. That's how that movie's gonna end. Yeah, because the director's like, there's one clear winner. It's the monsters, not the humans.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that they were like, there's a definitive winner in this. I'm like, man.
That's good.
Yeah, but like, it just gets rid of any chance.
It doesn't
for,
say
like,
that
sequel.
one dies necessarily. It just says just says that one defeats the other in this battle.
Yeah.
I don't think Godzilla can really ever die, man. He's freaking radiation, like physical manifestation of like radiation. Essentially, like his powers at least.
Right.
So back to Avatar. Aang and Iroh go together and to find Katara and Zuko, and then Toph and Sokka go to warn the Earth King of the Kyoshi warriors being fakes. And Aang seeks advice from Iroh and go ahead.
I love that Aang and Iroh finally get a moment to just like talk for a second. It's just I don't know. It's awesome.
Aang seeks advice from Iroh and tells him about his recent failure with the Guru Batik. And Iroh tells him that he was wise to choose love over the power of the Avatar. Which I thought was kind of odd.
Yeah. In my wise sayings for this episode, I wrote that one down. Perfection and power are overrated. Choose happiness and love. I don't know how he says it, but essentially...
I think you were wise to choose happiness and love.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sometimes life is like a dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. I like that one probably the best.
That was cool.
And it cuts to Toph and Sokka. Toph and Sokka.
Say Toph.
No, I just said Toph for some reason. Toph and Sokka walk in on the coup and run to the Earth King. And as they get there, Toph recognizes Ty Lee, who I said is a freaking earthbender or airbender. Because I mean, she's just like her agility is like equal to Aang sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's too much. I'm on Team Airbender for Ty Lee. Azula holds the Earth King at blowtorch point, essentially. And Toph gives up. I like how they just like lower their hands, like we give up, because that's their weapons. And the Dai Li captures Momo midair, just like shoots the rock hands at him, and he's just like trapped and like falls to the ground. Kind of sad, actually. Animal abuse.
It's a pretty far drop, but
yeah, it was like 20 feet up. Yeah. I mean, you could have cracked his skull. Like who knows? So Long Feng attempts to double cross Azula. He even says, "Well, this is where I double cross you." And Azula's like, "No." And his agents are conflicted based off that one scene earlier.
They don't move.
They don't move.
And I love her just confidence.
Oh yeah,
she
right.
Just knows exactly what's going on.
She knows what's
just
going to happen.
slowly sits on the throne, and she's like, "I know exactly what's going to happen here."
She was like, "Let me guess. You've had to scrape for every bit of power you've ever had, and that's why like the Dai Li ultimately won't like respect you. But
because some of us are
born to be a ruler. I was born to like rule like people like." So I have natural leadership versus someone who's had to scrap together.
Yeah.
I would go with the person who's born to lead too.
When she says it's the right to rule is divine right, I was like,
I know.
God complex much?
Right? No kidding. Yeah, okay, if you were the Dai Li in this situation, who would you follow?
100%.
Between Longfeng and Azula?
Yeah.
Azula.
You'd take Azula over Longfeng?
100%.
What? Why? I would take...
So first off, listening to her speeches, I wouldn't even do it out of like choice of like, okay, she's more powerful. I'd be like, okay, if I don't, she's gonna kill me.
Longfeng is not... One Earthbender is not going to take over 20 agents. Longfeng is not like superiorly better than
Azula.
I feel like,
however,
the Dai Li are right on this.
She's a
this precipice of like, if one of them were like, no, we're with Longfeng. The rest of them, because they're not sure. You know what I mean? I would follow him because we've been loyal to him the whole time. This girl from the Fire Nation who we're fighting comes in here,
who infiltrated the
whole
unpenetrable city of Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be loyal to who I've been following.
Not only
for a long
that,
time.
knowing her two best friends, one can literally just punch you, and you'd be like.
I do completely agree that like she is a lot more inspirational. My gut feeling would be to want to follow her, but she is a psycho. Like I don't know.
Which would make me be more afraid of her.
I would love to see a scene of where it's Azula, Mei, and Ty Lee versus Longfeng and those 20 Ty Lee agents. Like a fight scene. I still think Azula and them would win.
Especially after seeing like the episode of The Drill when Ty Lee like dropped down on the Terra team
and
just went,
down like 20 people.
Yeah, dropped. Yeah, exactly.
Dropped 20 people in like 30 seconds, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then just stood there.
I would rather be
no,
loyal
she
to the
cartwheeled
person.
away.
I'd rather be loyal to.
But
the
you see
person
her like standing there first, like in the as the last guy falls.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
So Azula assumes power and Longfeng surrenders.
He's beaten me in my own game.
Yep. Yeah. Katara and... go ahead.
One of my favorite lines in the thing, though, and that shows Azula who she is, too, is she's like, you beat me in my own game. You were never even a player. Like, and I'm not saying it right, but the way she says it, it's like, dude.
Don't flatter yourself. You were not even a player.
Exactly. Like, he was a big piece in her plan, but to her... she was
a pawn.
Yeah, he's just nothing. He's like, yeah, I knew you were going to do this. Yeah, I knew you were going to do this. Like, you're not even a player. You're just literally a pawn. Yeah. Just shows like she's thinking so many moves ahead.
She even tells Zuko, like, I've had this whole day. I had this whole thing planned. I just need you. You were part of it.
Yeah. Makes it sound like she's planning a day at the spa. Like, okay, so at like 4:30 we're doing a hostile takeover.
Then,
then at 5
we're taking our makeup off, and then we're revealing our true selves and speaking our truth over the city,
which Wanda lacks a lot of.
Yeah.
So Katara and Zuko talk about scars, both physical and emotional, and all of a sudden, Aang breaks through the wall, and Katara's like right here with Zuko.
Well, yeah, I know, and Aang's just like,
no,
you
next to my girl.
Yeah. That's why I love when like he hugs Katara and he gives Zuko that just eyes. It's like, you piece of crap.
And Katara was just about to like attempt to heal his scar.
Waste the water.
Well, yeah, I'm glad she
would
didn't.
Need it for a little bit later.
I'm glad she didn't, but yeah, that would have been crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, this whole series would be completely different if Aang broke through like 5 minutes later. You know what I mean?
While they're making out.
Well, she would have healed him, and then the water would have been gone. And then at the end of all this, Aang would have he would have either died or he would have been.
Series would be over.
He would have been out of commission or whatever. You know, that's kind of crazy.
Once you die in the Avatar state, the cycle can no longer go.
Was he in the Avatar state?
When Azula shot him?
Yeah, I suppose he was.
He was indeed.
Yeah. Well.
So before we get there, we've got the dope fight.
Yes. Yeah. This was very hard to count. But
yeah,
so I didn't write any notes. I was fiercely just trying to make tally marks. So you guys got to go through the story. But
so after Azula is done talking with Katara and or no, Toph and Sokka, she leaves and goes to the catacombs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or no. Yeah. No, she leaves someone. Zuko and Iroh, maybe? Yeah, she confronts Zuko and Iroh or something. And then she leaves and goes to face Aang and Katara.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically they have the whole little fight scene, which is pretty cool. And then Zuko gets there. And he has like this decision about who he's going to first strike at. And then he locks eyes with Azula, and then immediately just goes for Aang. And his face is just pure adrenaline, pure just freaking out in the moment. He was just like, he looked methed out almost. He was just like, fire, fire, fire.
I know, when you see his face, I was like, alright.
Yeah, like he was just like literally giving everything he got.
I know. When I first saw it, I'm like, is he just doing this to like get in with his sister so he can like, no. Like, he's not thinking any more steps ahead other than Azula said that
I can have my honor
I can
restored.
be back, yeah. Like, you can
and
restore...
I can get the Avatar.
Yeah. And he believes her. Azula
Again.
always lies. Azula always lies. He just completely... I feel like that's why he's so crazy, because he's insane. He's doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, and he's... I don't know.
I don't think Zuko's crazy. I
Well,
think he's
that's what
just
insanity is.
troubled.
Future quote. I
But-
think he's just lost his way.
Yeah, he's not
But he's
crazy.
also changed. Like, he's mentally like changed. Like, he's so happy.
He's not like
with-
Azula mentally ill or nothing.
I feel like this is
Right.
he completely changed.
She's crazy.
Well, with Iroh, I'm saying when they were running the tea shop,
Bonkers, bro.
with Iroh, when they were running the tea shop, he completely changed, and then now he's like almost getting a taste of drugs. Like, he's gotten free from drugs, and then he just has a taste of drugs again, and he's just like, just goes crazy on it again. So, yeah, goes crazy on power. But yeah, I think right before Zuko comes in, they're having like a standoff, and Azula's sitting like this, just finger guns. It just reminded me of The Office, where they're all just standing around with finger guns. Who's gonna? I mean, they're powerful finger guns, but they're total finger guns.
Lightning finger guns.
Yeah.
They do that a lot in like action stuff, or like
Were there finger guns?
not finger guns, but like those like weird, stupid standoffs. Like
Yeah.
So Katara and Azula have like a little face-off moment. I like that little cool, quick scene where she flings the water at Azula and it cuts her hair a little bit.
Yeah, that was super cool.
I love those scenes.
which you knew right there, Azula's like, oh crap, I don't know if I'm gonna make this.
The Dai Li trap Aang and Katara, and Aang pretty much like earthbends the crystals around him and goes into the Avatar state. And this is where he...
That was so cool. That's totally the Qui-Gon Jinn moment. Like, there's all this stuff happening. You just need to meditate.
Battle meditation.
Yeah.
And so he goes into the Avatar state.
He unlocks
and,
his chakra.
Yep. And basically lets go of Katara. Says, sorry, Katara, gotta let you go. And then...
Well, literally, not just like mental, but like, I can't worry about you right now. I need to, like, I'm leaving you to yourself over there.
Right.
Yeah.
He did that surprisingly fast. Though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they only had
In
like,
that moment,
they only
He
had
only
like
had
2
that
minutes
little
left in
last
the
bit to go.
2 minutes.
2 minutes left of the episode.
He needs to like kind of flip through this really quick. So have him put up a crystal shield and yeah.
I just want to see like an animated director go be like, "Come on, guys, we're on the clock here."
Do you think Aang going into the Avatar state was completing the chakra though?
Oh yeah.
So he technically didn't finish it yet either though, because he got interrupted by getting shot with lightning in the back.
Well, he unlocked it so that he could enter the Avatar state.
Yeah.
I know, but once you unlocked it and you're in the Avatar state, don't you have to maybe do something? Or are you just done now?
I think you're...
No, once he unlocks
Because he
all
has
the
trouble with the
chakras-
Avatar state in the beginning of season 3.
Oh.
That's because... So that's because
of the injury.
of the injury.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, his... So the lightning bolt essentially, like, locks up lower in his, like, lower chakras.
Yeah.
Because,
So
like,
a
it's not
reopening.
until that one gets essentially cleared.
Which one? The stomach one? That's
no.
where it's about at.
I don't know. We'll find out in episodes, but
And that's the fire chakra.
I would say...
That would be really cool if it was the fire chakra that got blocked up, and that was the whole purpose of book 3, was opening that one up so you could firebend again. It's kind of cool.
I'm gonna give you a better answer to that.
So, cool fight scene. Everything happens. You want to just keep going through? Oh, I have one question. So right before this whole fight scene and stuff, when the Dai Li are capturing all those people again, one last time, bring it up. I swear they're metal bending. There's a lot of different times where they're shooting up all those little things, but then they like fall weird, and I'm like, maybe they're not controlling them. I don't know. So I do have 2 earthbending numbers, and we'll figure out which one you want to use. But...
My answer for that will always be no.
Okay.
But
okay.
Everyone should be no.
Yeah.
Iroh looks ashamed at Zuko. And as Katara and Aang fly away on Appa and Katara, basically Iroh just like gives them enough time to like get away, and then he just surrenders himself. Which I thought was kind of weird, or admirable, but
yeah.
And then Zuko and Azula talk about his honor being restored, and that the Earth Kingdom has finally fallen, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah. One heck of a way to end the season.
The Earth Kingdom has finally fallen. Like,
the Earth Kingdom, Bossing Say, has fallen.
Who would have thought
And we're on the run. Yeah.
Who would have thought the most like strong nation would have fallen before the Water Nation? The Southern Water Tribe is like nothing.
Yeah.
That would have been easy to capture, which I don't know why they didn't. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they're just like, they're not even worth worrying about, so we're just gonna...
And probably the Firebenders don't want to really live on ice.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
The Earth Kingdom is the big threat. It's fire and earth, so they have to defeat them first, then water.
Because water is their opposite, right? So they'd be the hardest to fight.
Yeah.
So maybe they're saving them for last, for the comet, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
You know, they're starting the Earth Kingdom, but they're making their way towards there, maybe.
Yeah.
I think their plan was to take over the whole world with the comet.
Yeah.
Not stop at just one thing, but go everywhere. Because, man, power Ozai freaking shoots out of his hands, man, and his mouth.
I can't wait till the end of it. Anyways. Okay, so for bending numbers, I have 11 instances of water bending, 69 of earth, if we're not counting any of the metal bending. Shut up.
There was no metal bending.
I know. Then, so 11, 69, 52 of fire, and 5...
What do you mean there was no metal bending?
5 of air.
Huh?
There was metal bending in this episode.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
There was, but I'm talking
Toffs.
about the Dai Li. Yeah, I counted Toffs, but I didn't count the Dai Lis.
Technically, it's earth bending, right?
It still is earthbending.
It's just a sub-element bending.
Mm-hmm.
So, 11, 69, 52, 5. So, that's that one. We went over the wise sayings.
If that's your phone number, please comment.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. 116, 95, wait.
119-5525.
116, 9525. Yeah.
Should we call it and see who it is?
Should we?
A 116 number?
Well,
might work.
It doesn't have an area code, so we'd have to invent an area code. 218.
Book. Hold on. Area code 220.
What was that?
Book 2, Chepisode 20.
Ooh.
119.
116.
Oh, 116-9525.
Yeah. It's gonna be just.
Who's gonna be a?
No, nothing.
You suck.
I don't think 116 is a.
It's not a starting number.
Yeah.
No.
So I would agree with the fire, by the way. The
What?
fire chakra being the one that's blocked.
Yeah.
Well, because it specifically says that so the fire chakra deals with willpower and is blocked by shame.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, it makes the most sense that like he would, because throughout the entire book 3, he deals with like shame of like what happened during that whole thing, and like potentially what his fears of like going into the
Avatar State again.
Well, no, fears of being fighting Ozai without the Avatar State.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he doesn't think
because he can't do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he doesn't all the way until the very end. Oh wow, I didn't think of that.
Spoilers.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, you haven't seen it.
It's been, I mean, I have, but it's been a long time.
Sorry.
Good little
3-parter.
You don't get any 4-parter.
Oh yeah,
Four-parter.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense.
I made the images for the thumbnail.
Yeah,
it's a four-parter. Yeah, it's the Old Masters, Into the Inferno, and then Avatar Aang, and the day. No, I forget.
Yeah. So Sherman, do you have creatures or cast?
So it's kind of weird because like the end of this,
The Phoenix
end of this season is no animals except for Bosco. Once again.
Yeah. Is Bosco on Appa when they leave? Did they leave Bosco there?
No.
They took Bosco.
On Appa though?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure.
I'll have to double check.
No, because the Earth King's not on Appa when they leave.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, he is. The Earth King is.
The Earth King is for 100% sure.
Yeah, because he's the one who says the Earth Kingdom has fallen.
It's so weird that it's so weird that like because they kick off season 3 with like the Earth King and Bosco just walking away.
Well, they must have. So Bosco must be on Appa, and then they must just drop him off somewhere. And
But then not a single new cast member. However, this is the very last episode where Mako's voice is actually in the series.
No more Mako.
That's
no more Mako.
I thought about that when I heard his voice. I'm like, this still sounds like Mako, but
This is the last episode.
The last episode that he.
And then I don't think he speaks for a little while in the first.
There is
portion.
Like a 2 episode.
2 or 3 episodes, where he doesn't say a single word.
Yeah, because he's just silent in prison or whatever.
I think the first words he says.
I don't think they had a voice actor lined up.
They did because they already have Greg Baldwin. He did.
He's already done
one line for Iroh during.
Right.
Yeah.
Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Well, that's a good note though that this is his last episode. So.
Yeah, I think he had like the very first thing he says is to like that fire the guard for like his prison cell, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
This is the first. It's been a long time, but I did mark Avatar State 1 because it's been a while since we've been in the Avatar State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
since the first episode
of the season.
Yeah, the Avatar State.
Yeah, I think
so.
The
Avatar State?
I think so. Yeah. I don't think he's been in the Avatar State once since then. He's like freaked himself out and didn't want to do it anymore.
Like, I don't think he was in the swamp or.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe, but
man, that's crazy.
We haven't marked it down from I can remember.
No, that's why I marked it down. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot the Avatar State's a thing. And I knew, you know what I mean?
Right.
All right, let's rate the episode then. Story arc.
Oh, man. Dude, I'm giving it all 10s. I'm not even gonna explain myself. You should just have to know that this finale is just so beautifully told.
Yeah, 10.
It's sad, but it's beautifully told. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 10s across the board.
Execution is a 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then the writing is a 10.
I mean, there's no discrepancies that I can think of that would alter that.
But is there anything that like sticks out to you? Like, man, that part was so good. Or that part was so, with the writing. I suppose there is.
Well, I mean, Zuko, I guess. Zuko's role in all this and having to choose and stuff.
Yeah.
And choosing wrong.
I did enjoy that this episode is what sparked a lot of people to be like thinking about like Zuko and Katara as like a romance.
Zatara.
Yeah,
this sparked the ship of Zatara.
And I'm like, it would have been weird.
Yeah, it would have been. So you give it
that
10?
was actually, I think I remember reading in the art book that they were leaning towards doing that romance for a while, but then ultimately decided not to.
I'm glad they didn't, because then him changing would have been based off of the girl, not his actual himself.
Not only that, but this episode would have been really weird. This and the last episode would have been really weird because like, you just have like an awkward love triangle,
right?
With like,
Katara. That's kind of how it's perceived when Zuko goes to the Eastern Earth Temple. And like he's like, hey, I'm friendly. Like there is almost kind of that weird triangle love vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Aang thinks there is, and Katara is just nice.
Right. That's
Zuko doesn't have any idea what girls think because he thought that one girl was like stalking him or
right.
Yeah. All right. So writing, you'd give it a 10. Okay. Performances. So the delivery, 10. It was just I don't know.
I think this episode.
This is going to be a pretty high-rated episode.
Yeah, honestly.
Delivery 10. I brought it up a couple times when we were going through stuff, but just I don't know. There was a lot of good stuff. Like just one example is Azula when she's up on the throne and like that whole standoff scene. Like you were never even a player. Like I know it's just Azula being Azula, but that line delivery at that time and the way she said it was just all right. Yep, I can see why the Dai Li would follow you. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but all right, I get it. I get it. Action, blocking, stunts, environment. Holy crap, 10. that was pretty good. I mean, the action in this one and the environment that they had, even the way they did the battle and stuff. Like, Aang was battling over here, Katara's battling over here, and it was just very clearly laid out and who was where. You didn't think like, wait, Sokka was just over there, or Aang was just over here. You knew where everyone was on the board.
Do you guys pay attention to when they were doing those panning shots of all the fights when Aang was finally coming out of in the Avatar state and he was rising up, rising up, rising up? Did you notice how when it was showing those shots, it was showing from like Aang's point of view and showing the whole playing field, but you could never see Azula in any of those shots because she was working her way behind to shoot.
I didn't notice that, but now that you say that, I just
noticed that Azula was never on any of those panning when he was entering the Avatar stage. Yeah. She was getting ready for the blow.
And then believability, character development, presence, and interpretation. I gave it a 9. I just felt bad giving 10s all around, and honestly, like, it wasn't absolutely perfect. Like, there wasn't any like character defining moments in this. I mean,
Zuko.
That's not what I mean. I don't know.
Okay,
there wasn't any like.
There's tons.
With Zuko, there was a lot of changes and stuff, but there wasn't anything like transcendent or anything about it. I don't know. So I don't know. 9, whatever. Sounds, Sherman.
10.
Okay.
10.
It's gonna be like one of the highest rated episodes, but it's worth it. Yeah. Any reason, anything that you noticed specifically about the score? Or
no, nothing specific. But everything, they're always perfect with this show. Like every time it needs to be tense, it's like super tense. I'm serious. Yeah. Like
they do the music and the score pretty perfectly to the emotion of what's going on.
They're very,
from
very
my
good
part
about that.
and the effects. I really appreciate the sound effects that they do with bending, like the fire, the and then the water always has this like.
I want to know who their Foley artist is. Just like who's sitting there just like banging on pots or like whatever.
They just keep lighting things on fire. Just.
I was gonna do some of that for the comic I'm doing for the sound effects, and I would like do my own sound effects instead of like just downloading stuff off.
That's cool.
But that'd be a lot.
The visuals, framing, camera, motion editing.
I'm gonna. I wanted to give both of these a 9.
But you're gonna give it a 10.
I'm gonna stick with the 9s.
Okay.
'Cause like we haven't seen anything like really crazy with like the bending yet in this episode. The only difference was I loved seeing both sides bending like the random crystals that are in the
as much as I would like to take it down a little bit because I don't want to rate this like a 9.9 or something total as an episode, but I think honestly like we saw the crystal suit that Aang put on. That was really cool. We saw the hair get cut with the water. That was super cool.
It's not the first time we've seen that.
It's not?
What, the crystals?
No, the hair getting cut with...
Yeah, it's not.
Because Katara does the same thing to Master Pakku in season 1.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose that's her move.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that. That was cool. That's cool that she's consistent. Like, this is my overpower move. And then Aang, like, karate kicking that stalagmite? Yep. And then it falling down. Then I don't know. That was just a really cool use of bending. I don't know. Wasn't amazing, but it was really cool.
But I'm saying like there's nothing like original really going on. The
Katara with the like octopus thing. She's just so like
we've seen her do that, but not in combat.
That's true.
The only thing that like was really new was Zuko using like fire whips, which I thought was also really cool. But to be honest, I kind of just chalked the
we have seen that in
Aang's crystal suit.
Yeah,
I
suppose Aang's crystal suit's the only.
I chalked that up to like just a stereotypical anime trope because it's very anime looking right there, where he's just like, all right, got my like Gundam. Yeah. Also, we've seen him do that with
Rock.
No, he doesn't do that until
Toph does it.
Yeah, Toph does that.
Aang doesn't do it until the finale.
Yeah,
but Toph does do rock body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, the crystal Aang was one of the hardest costume designs to make for him.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wow. I
Because
believe it.
Because they have to do like
you have to
tons
make it
of
look
variations.
crystally. You have to make it look crystally, and move. Yeah, that'd be hard. Okay, so visuals, you give 9.
Yeah.
All right. And then the effects.
I mean, I'm also giving a 9. Like,
now that you're talking about it, I'm like, actually, yeah, we have seen all this stuff before. Not all mixed together, which was cool.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, realistically, we've gone from the palace to the underground caverns, so like the sets didn't really change that much.
Yeah. Okay. Dustin, what would you?
I hate to be the like downer there. But
what would you rate this episode overall?
Do I have to do exact numbers?
Yes.
It's gonna lean more towards a 10 than a 9 for me.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's higher than I'm doing. If it's over a 9.5 for me, I'm rounding it to 10.
Well, that's pretty good though. So that means we gave it a 9.7, and IMDb gave it a 9.6. So right in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to drag that down for you.
it's you still rated it higher than IMDb did,
yeah.
and honestly, it probably deserves it. It's just really high. It's just crazy. When I think of like perfection and 10, I'm like, I mean, I rated a lot of these 10, but I'm like, man, that's a high bar. But this is pretty good.
It's a high bar from 3 dudes from Duluth.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, well, that's all we got. Dustin, takes out.
See you guys. All right, thank you guys for watching this Chepisode of Phandom Knights on our coverage of the season finale of Book 2 and Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you want to look at all of our other episodes we've already covered, please check us out on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
I just realized we got 40 episodes under our belt of Avatar, not to mention all the other ones. That's pretty crazy.
Be sure to become a Phandom Knight on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you want to see the video versions of our podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you guys for watching this episode. And Appa!
Yep.